today. I want to talk to you about a kingdom mother. A kingdom mother. A mother is known as one who takes care of their child through anything. A mother looks after a child as she has built a relationship with a child for 9 months being in her womb, dealing with the very sicknesses that come along with it. Being with the sleepless nights where she's not able to sleep. She can only sleep on one side, and she's going back and forth, but all these times the baby is growing within her. Then all of a sudden the baby gets to a point and starts kicking and starts moving around, and the bond is steady shaping with this child that's within her. Mother, it goes to great lengths to make sure that her child is safe. Mother would, she'll go to the ends of the earth to make sure that baby is safe. Mother goes and they sees their child is not doing well in school and not doing well in life, but they always seem to have that encouraging word for their child, even when they know that they're not doing as well as they should. They encourage the child, just finish strong, just do your best, make sure you're doing your best, and all these different things that they say. Kingdom mother risks her life, for a child. A mother stays, sometime in abusive relationships or bad relationships just to make sure the children are taken care of. They give their last to their child. There may not be enough food in the house, but they always make sure that their children eat first. The kingdom mother is one that puts her own finances in peril just to ensure that their child doesn't lose everything that they have and all the accomplishments, they've had in life. They're making sure that their children are taken care of. The kingdom mother looks after their children in sickness. Kids always seem like they have something going on. The mother always has a great antidote for what's going on, with them. When I was growing up, castor oil was the thing for everything. You cough and you just take some of that. Big old rash on your back, just put some castor oil on it. I'm like, my goodness, we using this for everything. Your feet get a little ashy. Put a little castor oil on it, that'll fix it. But we go through all those different things, and we see how our mothers are being equipped with these different things. You wonder, how in the world did they get like that? How in the world did they seem to have the answer for everything? How do they always have a general response for everything? It seems like they're always ahead of the game. We ask them, how's a mother get that way? And Paul helps us. He said they are imitators of God. She has to imitate God. How does a mother imitate God? She starts to mimic him. She starts to do some of the things that God does, and it helps her in those situations. But in order to imitate somebody, you got to spend a close relationship with them. You can't be in just, seeing them once a week or, talk to them every now and then and be able to imitate God in a way that's going to take to raise your children in this space. Because, our children now have to change. we like to, raise them up and say how great they are. But behind the scenes, some of these jokes need to be strangled, But back in the day, your mother, they wouldn't, hold off as much as we have to now, because we have to follow the law. We have to do everything that's politically correct in front of folks. But back in the day, it is wherever you show out, that's where you got woe out. You're in the middle of Kroger, we ain't looking around and seeing if somebody's taping us or whatever. It's going down, right there and there. And I was in the store the other day, and as a kid going up and down the aisle just screaming and hollering. I'm like, man, what is going on with this kid? He's seen some ice cream that the father had. He wanted to have the ice cream, and he was just screaming and hollering till he got that ice cream. And I'm sitting there thinking, with all the prayer that I could, that kid would be wearing that ice cream. Because I'm not going to be dealing with that type of foolishness. I ain't talking about no little bitty crying. I'm talking about stretching all out and all that. When you get to the point where you stretching out and all that, we're going to a whole nother level. Now, I'm going to go to the belt aisle if I don't have one, and we're going to tighten this up right there and there. But see, now we're in a place now, we got to be politically correct, and we can't do some of those things that we need to do. But God is the same way, isn't he? You know, if we're going to imitate God, he puts us in that same place sometimes. Sometimes we show out. God says, well, I got to take care of you right then and there because, see, you know better. And that's the thing about it. When we understand what God is doing in us and we're trying to imitate him, there's some things that come up against us. We know better. And God said, okay, I'm going to have to take care of you right then and there because you know better than this. But a mother that understands what God is doing, she knows how to administer the things that her child needs in that time of need. She knows she got perfect timing sometimes. We may not think so in the time, but the thing with it is, be an imitator of God. They've already been equipped with something that's going to allow them to give them just the amount of punishment they need at the right time. You know, my mother seemed like her timing seemed to be all the time. I didn't quite get that. You know, but and we see those situations. But you know, when you have a child that's acting outside of the boundaries, you know, you got to make sure that you put them back inside the boundaries because the picture is a lot bigger than what we think. Right? We try to explain to our kids. You know, if you don't do this, this will happen to you. And they look at it like, oh, no, it's not going to happen to me. You know these kids, they know everything. But I'm trying to keep you out of trouble. Sometimes we read our word, right? And we're talking about mimicking God, and we read the word, and God tells us what's going to happen. But we feel like we come outside the box. You know, we're going to test God a little bit. He said, okay, all right, I'm going to show you that. Since you done stress outside the box, now I got to tighten you up a little bit. And it don't feel good. But when we go back to the word, we said, you know, you was right the whole time. You was right the whole time. All right, God, and now I come back into that place that I need to be. But he said, like God, there are times, you know, when he really does have to correct us, right? There are times when a kingdom mom has to not spare the rod. She got to tighten her up. He said, you know, because if you spare the rod, you spoil your child. So I ain't talking about, you know, just beating on kids all the time, but I said there's times when they got to get tightened up. You know, they got to get tightened up because when you get in those places and things are out of line, and you done talked all you can talk, you done punish, you done took the iPads, you did all this. No. No. We got to go to another level now. Right? You know, but you know, mother, she has to go through these tough situations so the children will learn. She has to take them through this slow progression so they learn. You know, all of us, if we wanted to, you know, rewind the video, a lot of us were off the chain growing up. And we have to be extra cautious now because we knew how we were. You know, so last week we were out of town, and my children had this far-fetched idea that they were going to be able to stay home by themselves. No, that's not going to happen. You know, but in the back of my mind, this was the real driver, but I couldn't tell them at the time. I knew what I would have done at 18 if I knew my parents couldn't get back to me. They could have no internet, no phone. Oh, baby. But these are the things that we learn as parents. There's no way I'm going to put you in a position like that because I don't want you to fail, right? Because I know I failed miserably, you know, and a lot of times my mother would come back and the evidence hadn't been all cleaned up. I thought I got that out of there. Who's an idiot? I have no idea, you know. But you have to understand those things. As parents, you grow into those places. And the mother knows, you know, she goes in there, she finds that one hair that you did vacuum, you did everything, you wiped everything down. That one hair is out of place, and she finds it. But that's the kingdom mother, right? But a kingdom mother also knows there's a path out there that any situation that comes up against them, because she knows how to direct it, because she has a connection with God. So she always knows how to get herself out of situations that are not becoming. She knows how to navigate those things because God gave her something that he don't give to a man. She has that second nature that he didn't give the man. We got some things that women don't have, but those second natures, the women got those. And they find those things and they hang on to those things, but that helps us, you know, especially as children, right? And Paul breaks that thing down. See, we have to be imitators of God because we are beloved children, right? But then he says, walk in love. A mother knows how to walk in love, right? Because, you know, some of us, you know, just so far out there, we need some extra loving, right? But a kingdom mother knows how to walk in love, and will never, we never understand that, because we look at a child a certain way, right? You know, that kid's ugly, or this kid's got something going on, or whatever. But the mother always seems to find something within them that's beautiful. Man, you know, how you look at some kid, a little fat kid, or what's going on, and you know, our preconceived notion of they're eating too much or something like that. No, it may be something else is going on. A mother will love right onto it. You see him in the grocery store. Oh, girl, your baby looks so great. Oh, baby, look at him. He's getting so nice and beautiful. But see, a mother has an innate ability to do that, right? But, you know, a mother can love through disappointments and hurts, can't she? You know, a mother, you know, will be disappointed, and some of the people have let them down, but she walks in here with her head high and acts like nothing ever happened, because she has the ability to get over those things, you know, and that's a blessing to be able to go through some of those things, because, you know, a lot of people let us down all the time. There's things that come up against us all the time, and we react to them differently, don't we? But a mother seems like she goes to a whole nother level, and she wears that thing differently. And a man, I'm gonna walk around, my face tore up and all, I want you to know that I'm mad. A mother just has that calming presence sometimes that go past us, and we miss it. But they have a love that within them that we would never comprehend. You know, looking beyond the failures and the different things that happen in our children's life. You know, you spend all you had, and still you see them acting a fool and all that, but a mother seems to, you know, go to that next level in her love. And you think about how God loved us. We some people that fell apart, you know, constantly. We constantly doing things that stretch God outside of his normal place, don't we? You know, we seem like we always tempting God to beat our behinds, you know, but what we understand, he operates in agape love. That agape love we don't know nothing about. We think we love, but no. He said, no, I'm looking beyond your faults. I'm looking beyond the things that you say. I know your heart. I know what you're thinking. I know you putting on that good facade in front of everybody, but I know what you're thinking, and I know what you're doing behind the closed doors. But see, that's what God does. You know, when you understand what true love is, and that's what a mother knows when she's in that sanctum. I can go to a whole nother level of my love that you know nothing about, because God has given me that. God blessed us, and Paul's trying to break this thing down to us. Understand, how do we walk in love? We have to imitate God in everything that we do, and love is the greatest thing that he gives us, and the greatest thing that we don't comprehend. You know, we use that love thing, and we use it to manipulate people, don't we? You know, we'll tell a casual stranger we love them because we think it's cute or something we need to say at that point, but yet we don't share that same love to the ones that we closest to. Now think about it. Now how real is that? Now you done met somebody one time, you tell them I love you. Does that have the same effect that it does what it would with somebody who's in my circumference all the time? A kingdom woman knows that, and she walks in it. The kingdom mother walks in love and slowly shows the progression in her life, and she starts to give back to God. The kingdom woman loves like God in the sense that they will go the extra mile they need, just because there's something inside them that pulls them, that won't let it go. I got to get closer to them. I got to do something. I just can't leave it like that. You know, I was watching the Animal Channel the other day, and one of the cubs, the lion cubs, and got hurt. And you know, in all essence, you know, they're going to kill him because he can't, you know, the father's going to kill him because he's not able to keep up. He's not able to protect himself. He's too small. We just need to get rid of him. But the mother surrounded him and said, no, I'm not going to let it go down like this, because I see something in him that you don't see. You know, I know it comes in order that we need to kill that little cub. And she said, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. And so slowly but surely, the little guy started to heal and starting to come back together, because she understood that I look beyond what you see. You look at the inside. You look at the outside of what's going on. You see the brokenness. You see the setbacks. You see all these different things going on. But I see something in him. He's going to be great one day, and he's going to be able to replace you. And lo and behold, this little guy started coming back to life. His little wound healed, and all of a sudden he was right back with him, because a mother didn't give up on him. And we got to understand that, you know, these things are the very sacrifices sometimes that a mother makes You know, she said, I know I got all these other ones over here that are doing okay, but it's that one over I got to really pay a little extra attention to, right? So a sacrifice that a mother makes sometimes, we don't really understand it sometimes until we put ourselves in that same position. Sacrifice takes something of us that we're not willing to give. He said that we got to sacrifice as God would, and it's got to be a fragrant aroma. But the hardest thing any person do is deny themselves, isn't it? You know, think about it now. Here's a story. He said, there's a pig and a chicken. They're going down the road, right? And they're walking down the street, and the chicken looks over, and he sees his sign at the restaurant. It says, ham and eggs, all you can eat, right? So the pig kind of looked over like, okay, yeah, but I ain't kind of feeling this, right? So the chicken in his idea, he thought it was a great idea. He said, wait a minute, but what you don't understand is you're making a sacrifice, and what you're making an offering. He said, but for me, it's going to be a sacrifice. The chicken was willing to offer eggs to analysts, but the pig was making a sacrifice to he gonna be the dinner. So many of us that don't think about that same thing. I'm willing to make a sacrifice if it ain't gonna cost me my life. But Jesus said, I'm willing to give you my son who gonna hang, bleed, and die for you. You may never call on his name, you may never never follow him, but I'm gonna give you the ultimate sacrifice. He said, I don't need an offering. I need you to sacrifice something for me. And you mothers are making a heck of a sacrifice for us in this place. And we understand that, and we thank you for it because we understand what it means to make an ultimate sacrifice, right? But then he said you got to carry yourself like a kingdom mother. Okay. He said in verse 3 and 4, he said, but immorality or any impurity or greed must not even be named among you. That means you got to keep a good name. He said, but then there must not be no filthiness or silly talk or coarse gesturing, which is not fitting. Uh-oh. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. He said, not only you got to have a good reputation, you got to be in a place where you can't be unclean. What do you mean by that? There are some places Christians should not be. And we can't represent ourselves in a way that pleases God, and we put ourselves in ugly situations. And we're going to carry ourselves a certain way. We can't turn the switch on and off. You know, as a woman, you can't let things come out of your mouth that doesn't represent God. I know sometimes we get to a place we want to say some things, but if I'm saying I'm a kingdom mama, there's some things that can't come out of my mouth. I can't be on Facebook calling MFs and calling all these kind of things just because I'm feeling in the moment, because there's more people that see that thing and are detracted because of that. They'll pick up on that one thing that you say. So it's easy to get ourselves in a place where of course we get mad. We want to say some things that's crazy. But the thing about it is, a kingdom mom got to walk above that. You can't put yourself in a situation like that where we're going to put out things that are not of God, right? We can't use things that's going to disrespect God's name because of the glory that he gives to us. Now, how are you going to say, I'm a kingdom woman, and I get on there because I'm mad, and I want to say all these different things and blast folks and all this? He said, no, that's not the way we carry ourselves. He said, salt water and fresh water can't come out of the same spring, so you can't tell me you're a Christian one day, and then you just because you get mad, you want to go out and spew out a bunch of stuff. He said that's not godly. We can't do it like that because once you put those words out there, they won't come back. I know last week, somebody got me told, boy, I tell you, and before I got there, it already rolled out now. But the thing about it was, you can't pull it back, and the damage is already done. But it takes a mature person to understand these things happen. We're not perfect. You would never walk in perfection until we are with God. But the thing of it is, we got to practice it daily. There are some things we got to say. And sister was praying on. He said, humble yourself before me and pray. That's how we get there. You know, because if I'm not praying, I'm not getting myself to a place where God can work on me. I got to get myself to a place where I'm praying. I understand God's really doing something to me. He can do some things to me. He can fix my mouth. He can fix my heart. He can fix everything that's going on with me. But I got to trust him enough to humble myself and say, God, you take it. Some of us are in that place right now. We're running away from God. God said, man, I need you to get back in track. On track, because if you don't get back on track, there's going to be a razor strap that's going to come out. I ain't talking about that one your mama used to use, you break and all that. No. This one's the one I can get you. And the thing about it is, God will get you in a place where you won't be able to get away from it. Come on. You know, we try to run, boy, we try to run and hide. He said, you done went from job to job. The same thing keeps happening. I go from relationship to relationship. Same thing keeps happening. I move from this side of town to that side of town. And here I am, I'm dealing with the same thing all over again. At some point, we got to put the brakes on and look at ourselves and say, man, that's me. I got to fix that. Because if I don't fix that, I'm going to be in trouble. But God has been telling us the whole time. He said, I'm going to let you move. I ain't got no problem with you moving. But the thing about it is, there's some stuff you got to fix back there. And if you don't fix them back there, when you move over there, you're going to have to deal with them now. Because you can't move now. You can't keep moving like that. You can't keep forward to keep moving like that. You can't keep on moving jobs like that. So I got you just where I want you, right? But he said, the reverence of God, with their words, we have to reverence him with God. And we lift him up in a place, and then we have to give thanks to him in all things. For we struggling and going through these different things. Something that came out that shouldn't have came out. We struggling with our walk with him. But he said, you got to still give me thanks. Because I understand this. Even when you failed me, even when you struggled in your faith, thank me for what I've given you. You may have wanted that new job, and it didn't come through. You may have wanted that relationship to work, it didn't work out. You may have wanted your child to be all he could be. He can't keep himself out of jail, and all these different. These are different things that happen in life. But I still got to give thanks, God, because you gave me the opportunity to be in a place where I can still worship you. I come into this place every week, and I still got to find a way to give you thanks. My finances may not be where they want to be. My life may not be where I want to be. But the thing of it is, I'm still walking, I'm still talking, and there's something about you, Lord. I still got to find thanks in it because you didn't have to do it, but you did. Amen. But I'm going to leave you with this story. There was a park ranger who really loved his job. And he took a group of people to Yellowstone Park. He was so knowledgeable about this park. Only thing he wanted to do was tell everybody about the wonderful things that are going on, the trees, and this is how this tree was established, and this is where the bears are, and this and all these different things are going on. And so his walkie-talkie kept going off. And it became such an annoyance to him, he turns it off, right? So he's struggling, doing this thing, and all of a sudden there is a bear that comes out and attacks him. The whole time they were texting him, they're letting him know that there was a bear in the area and it was prowling after him. But the story of it is this. Too many times we turn off the communication with God the same way because we feel like it's an annoyance to me. God taps you on the shoulder, say, hey man, you need to do this and you need to do that. Oh no man, I ain't doing that because I got to do my own thing. And we turn off communication with him when God is trying to warn us of some of the things that are about to happen to us in our life. But it doesn't have to be that way, now does it? Our lives don't have to be the way that it is. But a kingdom mother, as beautiful as you are, you're going to go through some struggles. You're going to have to go to another level in your love. But you always have to be representative of who made you. God made you the perfect thing, a perfect vessel. And he said, imitate me in every part of your life. And watch and see what I will do. Today is your day. For anybody who doesn't know you, the part of your sins, today is the day that Third Dimension Worship Church welcomes you.
Thank you for watching. Please come join us for worship every Sunday at 10 a.m. We are located at 40 West 40th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46208. We are located inside of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. Remember to stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and website. Thank you and have a blessed week. God bless.